Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to explain the story of an house. Pending science fiction Hollywood movie title, Back to the Future. Time traveling. When we read this word it means teleporting a thing or a person to another time period. If you are fond of the stories and movies that deals with time traveling, here's the one, Back to the Future. Back to the Future is an American science fiction movie released on the 3rd of July 1985, directed by Robert Zemeckis. The script of this movie was written by Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis. The story begins with the year 1985, with a teenager named Marty McFly, who lives in Hill Valley, California and is ambitious about his band. He lives with his mother Lorraine McFly, who is a depressed alcoholic mother, and his father George McFly, who is always being bullied by his supervisor Biff Tannen, and Marty's older brother, who is a social failure and a jobless. When Marty's band is rejected in a music audition, he feels like his ambition is being broken and talks about it to his girlfriend Jennifer Parker and says that he doesn't want to become like his parents. One night when Marty was sleeping in his room, his cell phone rang and it was his scientist friend Emmett Doc Brown on the other end. On the call, Doc asked Marty to come and meet him at Twin Pines Mall parking lot, as he wanted to show Marty his new experiment. When Marty reached the parking lot, Doc showed him his time travel machine that was built from a modified DeLorean and powered by plutonium. When Marty asked about plutonium, Doc responded that he arranged it from a terrorist community in exchange of bomb. To experiment his new invention, he tied a watch around one dog and experimented time traveling by sending him to another time zone with the use of remote and then matching the time period with the present time. The experiment was successful, but suddenly the Libyan terrorist arrived there and shot the doc with a gun to death. They even tried to kill Marty, but anyhow Marty managed to save himself. To save himself from the terrorist, Marty sat in the car that had time travel machine, wherein the doc inserted the destination time November 5, 1955, and Marty was teleported to that time with a speed of 142 kilometers per hour. After arriving in 1955, Marty wanted to return back to 1985, but he discovers that he has no plutonium left with him that could teleport him back to 1985. Hence he decides to explore the Hill Valley, when he found his father George McFly, but in his teenage, and even at that time he was being bullied by Biff Tannen. In one of the incident when George was spying to the window, he slips of the tree and falls on the road, and is about to meet with an accident with a car. But Marty pushes him away and met with accident and felt unconscious. The one who was in the car was none other than his mother Lorraine McFly, in her teenage. When he wakes up, he found his mother was sitting in front of him and was attracted to him. Later on he met his friend Doc and told him that he came here because of time travel machines invented by him, but he refuses to believe it. Then after, Marty explains him that how he slipped and decided to make the time traveling machine, and eventually Doc believes him and says that we can get plutonium when the lightning would strike. To this Marty responded and gave him the paper document that was given to him by an old lady who was gathering fund in 1985 for the clock tower that was destroyed 30 years back, i.e., in 1955 due to the striking of lightning. That paper had number of Jennifer, Marty's girlfriend, on the back. Hearing to this, Doc advises Marty to stay there and not to go out, as he could alter the events of the future. There comes an event of school dance, for which George, who has crush on Lorraine, wants to ask her to join her, and when he approaches her, there is a sudden entry of Biff, who starts bullying George, but Marty arrives there and saves George from Biff. Seeing this, Lorraine is more attracted to Marty. From there Marty goes to Doc, and Lorraine follows him till there and asks him to come with her for school dance. After this, Marty meets George and plots a plan with him, that when he would go with Lorraine to the school dance in the car, in the parking lot, he would misbehave with Lorraine, and that time George could come and slap him. By this, Lorraine would be impressed by George, but everything changed in reality. When Marty and Lorraine arrived in the parking lot, Lorraine kissed him, and at that time Biff arrived there and slapped Marty and caged him in the trunk of the car of the band that was supposed to play that night in the school dance. Biff forced himself onto the Lorraine, but at that time George arrived there and punched Biff, and it was so hard that Biff fell unconscious. Seeing this, Lorraine was impressed by George. Later on, the band who was going to perform that night and in whose car Marty was locked, opened the trunk of their car and rescued Marty. Later it was known that the person who was going to play the guitar that night is injured in hand. To this Marty though that if there would be no dance then his mother and father could not come close, so he decided to play the guitar in that event. Then in the event Marty played the guitar, and that brought his mother and father close to one another and they kissed one another. It was the same night when the lightning was going to strike to the clock tower. After the event, Doc and Marty went to the clock tower, wherein Doc found that one of the wire was loose and fell down, so Doc told Marty that he would go and reconnect it. Before he would leave, Marty gave him a piece of paper. Marty said that it would save his life, but Doc tore it and said that he doesn't want to make any change in the events of the future, and he left to solve the issue of wire before lightning would strike. At that time Marty was required to reach at the place with his car wherein the lightning was strike his time travel machine in the form of plutonium. When the lightning struck, he was teleported to the year 1985. Back to the future, i.e., from 1955 to 1985. In 1985, when he returned back, he saw that Doc was alive, After seeing that, he questioned Doc that how is this possible, as he was shot by the Libyan terrorist. To this, Doc responded that he joined the paper that was given by Marty to him in the year 1955 and read it. So he wore a bulletproof jacket inside that saved his life from the terrorist. Surprisingly, when he met his parents, his mother was normal as well. His father was now confident. Since the moment he punched Biff, he gained confidence in himself. Everything was back to normal. The movie concluded when Doc asked Marty and Jennifer to time travel with him and teleport to 2015, wherein their i.e., Marty and Jennifer's children are creating violence in the world. This movie gives a dramatic touch to the science fiction concept, wherein in the year 1955, a boy tries to create a relationship between his mother and father, and gives information regarding how a minor change made in the time zone in the past changes all the events of the future. So friends, hope you all like this video. Your reviews are welcome in the comment section, and please do subscribe our channel and share this video with your family and friends. And also do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest videos. Thank you for watching.